Tifa Arrow versus Toxic Squad Momo.
It is Radiant's man.
Alright, here we go. Game 1 in the Midwest Dota 2 League Season 8. Toxic Squad versus Anti-Faceless Void. Looks like the first band's going to come out for Toxic Squad.
Dire's turn.
They get rid of the Ogre. That's an interesting first ban, not what we've seen in a lot of the other games this season, but it's either a target ban where here they just don't want to have to deal with it. It is a very strong lane bully, so most likely they just don't want to have to deal with it. Or Anti-Faceless Void has a very good Ogre player. That's a more common ban there by Antifa. They get rid of the OD. Very strong nowadays. If you don't have first pick, you almost always want to get rid of that OD because you don't want to let him go through. He's just too strong. Toxic Squad getting rid of the Chikiro, so 2 support bans from the side of Toxic Squad, both of them lane bullies. And Antifa getting rid of the Puck, so they're getting rid of 2 mid laners. Puck can also be 4 and 3 as well, but typically it's a mid laner. Does a lot with farm, does a lot with levels. Toxic Squad grabbing the Shadow Shaman, and Antifa grabbing a quick Lich. Both of those very strong picks right now. Shadow Shaman did get a slight nerf to the range of his shackles, but you can't really tell.
10 seconds. 5 seconds.
His shackles are still with the Ag Shard. His shackles are still very good. Lich does not have as good of a Ag Shard, but still very good hero. The damage mitigation from his Frost armor is very good at scaling into the late game. It's percentage based, not a fixed amount, which is good. Toxic Squad grabbing the Mars. That is a very good 3. He's got a good ultimate, good team fight. He's got a stun, he's got a slow, got some damage mitigation. It's really good against a lot of these ranged carries because his bulwark will pull the arrows into him if he's close. You can use bulwark blade mail to suck in the carry's damage and then dish out more than you're going to take with the blade mail. So let's see who Antifa picks up now.
It is Radiant's man.
They grab the Juggernaut, so they're going with their position 1 next. Juggernaut, very strong. Good time to pick it because you can use your next couple of bands to protect it. You don't have to really worry about too many Jug counters. There's just not a lot of things that counter these general purpose carries right now. Toxic Squad getting rid of another support, getting rid of the Oracle, very good hero, strong save, and getting rid of a 4th support in the Grimstroke. Antifa getting rid of the Monkey King. So it looks like they're targeting core roles, getting rid of heroes that we normally see in a lot of these games. Heroes that people will ban. Next, getting rid of the Troll. Toxic Squad now gets rid of the Night Stalker, so their first 4 bans were supports, then they get rid of a core. So it looks like they are just trying to get rid of things that'll throw a kink in their game plan. It looks like most of those are going to be on the supports with the saves, the lane bullies, or the with the Grimstroke. They might be trying to get something more mobile because that ultimate really destroys mobility, especially if you pick up like a Pango. Antifa getting rid of the Ursa, so they've gotten rid of 2 mids, 3 carries. Guess Monkey King can be played in the mid, but it's very situational. But Ursa, generally just a strong carry right now, so for Toxic Squad they're going to have to look, they're going to be looking to pick up another support and a couple cores, but there's not many strong cores left after all of these bans from Antifa. This is probably going to be a support or an offlaner. They've already gotten rid of a lot of cores. They don't have to fight for offlaners against Toxic Squad, so they probably want to pick up their support next, since that's going to be the more contested pick. Eating into a little bit of the reserve time here, trying to think about this next pick. This middle phase, you've already gotten through most of your bans and a couple of your picks, so most of it's just picks left. So you can really see what the enemy team doesn't want to play against. So they grab the Tide, so they go for their 3. And a similar playstyle to the Mars with the big teamfight ultimate. A little more focused on his cooldowns though. Mars has far less cooldowns and he's got more utility outside of his cooldowns with Tidehunter. With his Shard, top tier Shard, able to hit towers with his Anchor Smash. It's very good. Toxic Squad picking up the Skywrath Mage, that can either be played support or mid. Mid's a little bit more situational, but the support is very strong if you're trying to go for kills. Enigma. This is probably a support Enigma, but it's quite possible to support Tidehunter. Secret did play a support Tidehunter on Puppy earlier today, so they could have been watching their pro matches and are looking to pick up that 5 Tide with the Enigma, because I believe I don't think they had Enigma in that game, but Secret's played both of these heroes today, so they could have been looking at their pro games and seeing what's strong and then picking them. Enigma typically needing a little bit more farm than Tidehunter. Tidehunter with that Kraken Shell not needing to worry about getting a BKB to keep his ultimate going. He can just walk in and ult. If you're playing a support, you don't really worry about if you just walk straight in. Toxic Squad grabbing the Slark. That is a strong carry, especially if this Tidehunter is an offlane. Slark really excels against these offlaners that want to be tanky and want to brawl. So you can just walk in, smack them a few times, just keep taking their stats, walk away, use that to get a lot of last hits, and really accelerate your lane, be able to trade better with the bonus stats always up, because you're able to trade hits with these, especially like if it's a melee offlaner like Tide. Alright, for bans, looks like Antifa getting rid of the Viper, Toxic Squad getting rid of the Void Spirit. Sorry about the yawn.
5 seconds.
So getting rid of the mobility on the side of Toxic Squad. They have not a lot of, with the Slark and Mars. Mars normally gets Blink, Slark has Pounce, but Shadow Shaman and Skywrath normally it's pretty late into the game if they're going to get Blinks or mobility items, but Skywrath can really get jumped on if they pick up another mobile core here. For Antifa, if their mid laner is highly mobile, Skywrath definitely one of those glass cannons able to dish out a lot of damage, but if he gets jumped on, does not have high HP. Toxic Squad getting rid of the tempo hero and that death prophet. They don't want to have too many ultimates on the side of Antifa where they can just have one big ultimate off cooldown at all times and use that to march down towers. And Antifa getting rid of the Kunkka. Kunkka just generally good at disrupting games, slowing them down. Pretty strong mid laner because you've got the cleave where you can just cleave the creeps, do a lot of damage to the enemy hero while you're able to get your own last hits, and able to really capture anything that's mobile if you use the X torrent combo with the boat. Boat also good for your team fights, able to reduce a lot of damage, but you have to be careful when that roam wears off. So it looks like Toxic Squad most likely looking to pick up their mid here. Right now they have Shadow Shaman with his Ether Shock and Mars with his God's Rebuke. Those are their only forms of real wave clear. It looks like they pick up the Zeus. It's a lot of wave clear, so that's going to really help with the minion spam that's going to come out from this Enigma. He's probably going to get a book. A lot of Enigmas do nowadays because you can really get a lot of solo kills if you get a solo black hole with your book and your Eidolons up onto an enemy core. You can pump out a lot of damage. So he's going to be able to clear that. Also going to provide a lot of global presence with his ultimate as well as the Nimbus. That means if the Skywrath is able to get a quick it's not Yule's Scepter, it's the root one. Don't know why I'm struggling with the name right now, but if he's able to get a quick root, he can form a gank squad with the global Zeus. And Antifa picking up the Ember Spirit, so it looks like they did want to go with a mobile mid here. So able to get a lot of the damage block with that Flame Guard, but it's most likely just going to be for damage reduction because it's not going to stay up very long with a Zeus in the game. That Zeus is going to burn through his Flame Guard, so it's just going to be like a free cloak. Able to keep him alive longer, but not going to stick around long enough for him to get a lot of DPS out of it. Especially with the Skywrath as well. There's a lot of magic damage coming out from the side of a Toxic Squad. Whereas Antifa is going to be looking mostly for the physical because they've got the Jug, Tide, Enigma with his Eidolons, and Ember Spirit. Most of his damage nowadays comes from physical with the Sleight of Fist spam. A little bit of magic with the Lich, and then the Enigma's pure damage with his Midnight Pulse. Especially if you can get that Ag's Midnight Pulse on the ultimate is very strong. Let's start off with the teams here. With the Radiant, we have Too Easy on the Zeus. We have Shady Souls on the Slark. We have Rainbow Baby on the Shadow Shaman. We have Choppa, who's going to be on the Skywrath. We have Kura, who's going to be on the Mars. For the Dire, looks like we're going to have Arrow, who's going to be the Juggernaut, who is smoked up. The Ember Spirit is going to be Always Hope. Tide down here, who's looks like he's smoked up as well. It's going to be Meteor. We have Messiah on the Enigma here, and then last but not least, the Lich, we have Molsky. So we have 4 down here from the Dire. They got a little bit of vision. They have a counter ward here already. It's not going to block any of the camps, but it's going to let them spot if the Radiant tries to get a ward to protect their camps. They got a lot of vision here with this ward here, but it's a pretty typical spot where ward, so they got to be careful to protect it, make sure it doesn't get dewarded. No sentries right now on the side of the Radiant, so it's definitely going to be up for a little bit. Lich has a sentry.
Just 30 seconds now.
Like to see they can get aggressive. They can take this rune, take the 2 bottom. Jug not even going to contest the top runes. Mars gonna have a free rune there. And you can see Zeus, he's coming back around to get his safe rune. Looks like Enigma is dancing in the base, looking to get an early demonic conversion, so he is most likely going to be jungling. Yep, there. There's the cancel on the, or the deny on the range creep. That's going to hurt the Slark with the farming. Trying to get his levels, he's going to be behind. It's a good block by Zeus here. We can also see Ember Spirit also getting a good block. Coming into this mid lane, these creeps are going to meet pretty much right at the middle. Top lane, Mars is getting a really good block. Jug still by himself. He's got to be careful, but he does have the spin. So if he needs to run away, he can definitely get away if he needs to. But this harass from the Skywrath with the Arcane Bolt, that's going to be too much for him to stay in the lane, or he's going to eat through all of his tangos while Mars is able to free farm. The bot lane, we can see the Slark, 4 stacks of Essence Shift. You can see he's really brawling with the Tide Hunter here, who is losing HP every time Slark hits him. Really just can't stay in lane against this Slark. See, Rainbow Baby has the Ether Shock, so he can come in, help do some burst damage, but it looks like the Eidolons are in lane, so Messiah is looking to get lane pressure. There goes the Ether Shock out for some extra damage. You can see Juggernaut taking a lot of damage under tower. But this is gonna be first blood. Yep. Dove the tower just a little bit too far. Able to do a lot of damage with that Arcane Bolt, but the tower does do more damage at this phase of the game. Molsky and Arrow both low, but Arrow using a healing salve. Molsky has plenty of tango, so he can get right back up and keep farming. You can see Choppa here right back with full mana. Gonna keep doing the Arcane Bolt spam, and you can see a magic stick turning into a magic wand ready for Arrow, because he knows he's gonna get a lot of value out of that with a Skywrath mage in lane. We look at last hits and denies. Looks like the Ember Spirit is doing quite well against the Zeus. Zeus not able to do enough magic damage to get rid of that Flame Guard early, especially not with 2 points in it. It's 220 magic absorb. He's going to have to use 3 Arc Lightnings, so he's going to be using 200 plus mana if he wants to get rid of it. He's not going to be looking to do that. He's going to use that to secure these range creeps and only hit the Ember Spirit if it happens to be nearby. Slark brawling out of the Tide here with the shackles. There's a chance that he can kill him. There's the pounce. They keep going, but I think the Maledict is enough to keep him from getting enough last hits. Salving up on the Tide Hunter. It looks like he has 2 salves. And the Eidolon's doing a lot of return damage. Shady Souls has to be careful, but he's able to walk away, and that is a courier kill. And Choppa gets a courier kill top, and Messiah gets a courier kill bottom. Looks like they're just trading. That was the Shadow Shaman's courier. Still 1-0 for the Dire. Just the 1 tower kill. They do have the Frost Shield and the Frost Blast, so Skywrath has to be careful, because with this level 3 Jug, the Frost Shield will keep him close. I did miss a kill. The Enigma went down. Looks like Slark might go down.
You drown in blood.
Tidehunters able to get the Slark. Shady Souls is the one who killed the Enigma. Did burn his salve there, was not able to heal up all the way with the Shadow Shaman attacking him. Was able to cancel that salve, so that will be... Well, it was an advantage for the Radiant until Enigma comes right back with a salve for this Tidehunter, who now has an Orb of Corrosion. They're going to have to be careful for this... all this slow with the Gust, Orb of Corrosion plus the Malefist is going to be a kill combo if you're getting kind of low in this bot lane.
My flesh.
Looks like they Choppa and Kurwa, they chase down the Lich in the top lane with the 2 points in God's Rebuke, 2 points in Spear of Mars. He's definitely looking to do a kill lane. This is a lot of burst damage with the 2 points in the Concussive Shot and the 1 point in the Arcane Bolt. It's 160 damage plus 60 base off of all the Arcane. That's going to be a kill lane. Looks like the Slark goes bottom, or dies bottom, just to the Tide, Gush, Anchor Smash combo. Like I said, you gotta be careful if you get kinda low that Tide's gonna do a lot of damage with 3 points. An Anchor Smash, bonus 135 damage, plus the minus armor and the slow is gonna be able to stick on you with the Gush. With the value point with for a 40% slow on that Tide. And you can see the Enigma over here is just getting extra value out of the jungle, taking these side camps while Tide's farming the lane. Shadow Shaman coming over to contest him, but while the Slark was dead, not a whole lot he can do. Slark walking back to lane, not using his TP. Looks like he's going for an Orb of Corrosion as well. The Enigma getting all these denies off is not going to be good for the Slark, who is only level 3 to the level 5 Tide, level 4 Enigma. They've got to be careful because with the level advantage, this offlane is going very well for the Dire. They should be able to walk down Rainbow Baby here. You can see the Anchor Smash with the right clicks. Oh, they turn onto Shady Souls, who uses his magic wand to protect himself, but then they turn right back around. They kill Rainbow Baby and the teleport out from the Slark. Good thing he didn't use that TP to get to lane. He needed to run away from these Eidolons. Yeah, level 2 in the Eidolons. Very strong, especially if he gets the extra Eidolon spawn. We go back to the mid lane here, we can see it's fairly even. Neither hero's been getting aggressive onto the other one. They've just been farming. They're 34 and 4 to 31 and 0. It's fairly even. Double damage for the Ember Spirit. He's going to have the advantage in the lane. Now the Zeus is going to have to be careful because he has no bottle, whereas the Ember Spirit has a full bottle with a double damager, and he's going to be able to get a lot of extra harass out with the Sleight of Fist. And he is going for the kill, but he's got to watch out for the teleport. Able to get the kill. He's got to run away for the shackle. He's able to get out with these boots. Shadow Shaman does not have boots, so he's not able to catch up that double damage with the 3 points of Flame Guard and the Sleight of Fist. Plus the root from the Seeing Change is more than enough to kill the Zeus. So good read from the Ember Spirit, and that was a good TP from the Shadow Shaman, but just not quite enough HP on the Zeus for him to last there. If he lasted just a little bit longer, if Ember Spirit had to stay any longer than he did, Shackles would have been able to turn that onto the tower. It would have been a sad day for the Ember Spirit, but good timing from him, able to get the Zeus burst down very quick. With that bot tower down now, with only a level 4 Slark, this is putting a lot of pressure onto the side of the Radiant. Slark really needs to get that 6 for that passive regen for him to be able to safely farm, hop in and out of lane so he can keep his HP up. At the level 7 Tidehunter, 3 levels up on this Slark. This is not the way that the Radiant wanted this lane to go. But the Dire playing this lane very well with the using that Malefice. Gosh, Anchor Smash combo. You see Shadow Shaman using the Shackles just to try and keep Shady Souls alive to get some farm. But the Ravage and the Anchor Smash is too much for the Slark, who was just too low on HP at the time. And you can see the Mars wrapped around, but just not in position. Tide ready with that Ravage, just popping it up, and you can see Ember Spirit getting aggressive mid. In the I missed the kill. Oh, that was just, looks like that was an Omni slash kill on the Skywrath Mage top, but the Ember Spirit got aggressive on the Zeus here mid. It's the downside of Zeus. He is very squishy if he gets jumped on, so he's got to be careful. Really wants to get that Aether Lens in the Nimbus so that he can really play from pretty much anywhere on the map that he wants to form this ganking squad that he wants to. Shady Soul's now going top, has to compete with his level 7 Juggernaut for farm. He's going to be trying to work on his 6. If they can leave him solo for a little bit, he'll get it in a couple creep waves, but it looks like Skywrath is coming here just to harass the Juggernaut out to try and keep this Slark safe, because the Slark, they're really trying to get some farm up on the Slark. You can see Slark down here below the Nigma on the net worth charts, and you can see the Tidehunter and the Ember Spirit top of the charts. Tidehunter now going top, rotating into the lane with the Slark, going to cause him more problems. Already took his lane. This is a pretty standard off-lane play. You push your lane as hard as you can, try to take that tower, then you switch to the safe lane. You see Juggernaut now going to that off lane. That dire off lane is now their safe lane. And he's going to have a pretty free time farming here. They don't have any wards, but it shouldn't matter for them. The closest thing they can TP to is this outpost, which is a 6-second TP on the first one, which is not something that you're going to use for ganking very often. You can see Skywrath did come in, but by himself he's not going to be able to take down this Juggernaut, because Jug has this spin. Only a 3-second silence right now with the Ancient Seal, which is not going to be enough time to burst down the Juggernaut. He is quite tanky with his Wraith Band at 1000 HP. You can see he can do 750 with the Mystic Flare, but you gotta be careful. Zeus going down to the Ember Spirit again. In the mid lane, Shadow Shaman was there to help. And Ember Spirit just manning up on them. He's trying to get the triple kill. Slark's gotta be careful. But the did get a little too aggressive on the Ember Spirit, wasn't able to take down the Slark. Gets cleaned up by the Skywrath, who comes by with the Mystic Flare, able to take him down with the combination of the slow and the Mystic Flare. Meanwhile, this Juggernaut is just in the bot lane, farming away. 4th on net worth, but that's not really something you're worried about at Juggernaut at this stage of the game. He is farming quite well. You can see he's got his Javelin. He didn't rush the Maelstrom, so he's making very good time on it. At probably like a 15-minute Maelstrom, which is good timing based on what he's got. Tidehunter getting aggressive onto the Shadow Shaman here. Should be able to take him down between the Gush Slow and the Orb of Corrosion. Just one more Anchor Snatch. Able to take him down. Tide now 5-0-1 on this Tide. This Tide is taking over the game for the side of the Dire.
The rune of illusion.
Ember Spirit getting a little aggressive here in the mid lane, trying to pressure this mid tower. This is going to be the next objective for the side of the Dire. They've got both of the outer lane towers. If they take this mid tower, that's going to help them control Roche, which is going to be one of their next objectives. Tidehunter kills the Zeus's courier, which is working his way towards the Aether Lens. Still doesn't have it, unfortunately, and now it's going to be delayed even more. With that 2 minutes, he's got to wait on the courier to spawn in just 2 minutes. Able to kill the Enigma with the Zeus. Got to be careful with this Midnight Pulse, doing quite a lot of damage. Shadow Shaman uses the shackles on the Ember Spirit, but now he's got to be careful because here comes the Ember and the Tide. Uses his ultimate to try and kill the Ember Spirit. I don't think those snakes are going to be enough. This Tide is just too strong. Mars using that spear to push the Tide back, try and keep him away. Mars out of mana. Tide has both Ravage and Gush. Was looking to walk him down. Slark able to get level 8 while this is all happening. Looks like he's going for the Echo Saber. Has a chipped vest. That'll help him farm a little bit extra HP regen. Damage return helps you go through the creeps a little bit faster, especially with this Dark Pack now at level 3. Now they should be able to get this Jug. Not quite in position to land the pounce before the Blade Fairy. If he was able to get that off before the Ancient Seal, they probably would have been able to get him. Able to clean up his courier though, with the Skywrath, who does have a 390 base move speed, but Juggernaut coming right back in to kill him with the Sleight of Fist change on the side of the Ember Spirit. The Ravage does not connect on the Slark. I mean, it was a good idea. If they could catch the Slark, they'd be very much in control of the game for the next 10 minutes, probably 15 minutes on the side of the Dire. Still probably going to be in control of it, but now they have their ultimates down. You see Black Hole's on cooldown, Ravage is on cooldown. Lich ults will be off cooldown, but it's not really the ganking ult that you're looking for. Radiant does have the arena, but they gotta worry about this ward here. This ward is underneath the Juggernaut, it's healing everyone back up. Ember Spirit getting aggressive, they really want to use the arena to initiate, not to counter initiate, but very good arena still. But the see that Lich ult almost able to take out the Zeus. Burn damage on this Searing Change, not quite enough to finish off the Zeus, but Ember Spirit went for it. Unfortunately, the Mars does die for his arena, but he was able to keep the Dire from chasing and getting more kills. They were in a position to take a good fight. He used it to keep his backline safe. Like I said, not how he wanted to use it, but still a very good ultimate when he was forced to use it when he didn't want to. Now if we go to the top lane, we can see, let's check up on this Slark. Still 2 pieces away from his Echo Saber, now one piece away. But he's got to worry about this level 13 Tide. He's level 9, this Tide is just very strong, has a Hood of Defiance, not going to take any magic damage, just ignores the Slark, goes right for the Ancient Camp. There's just not going to be enough magic damage to take down this Tide between the 4 points of Kraken Shell, the Anchor Smash, and the Hood of Defiance. He's just going to be able to walk right outside of this gank. They're not going to be able to lock him down. If they try to silence him, the Kraken Shell's going to pop, and he's going to be able to get a Ravage off, but it's going to be 10 seconds before that's off cooldown. But you can see he's posturing to take a fight around this top tower. Jug is farming bot, has his Maelstrom. Mithril Hammer is coming on the courier with a Blade of Alacrity. That's going to finish off his Maelstrom. Going for that Yasha next. Going for the S&Y, pretty standard on any carry these days. Only source of status resistance outside of the neutral items. Mars has his Blink, so he's going to be able to get aggressive now with a Blink Arena. Does have it off cooldown, but now they have to be careful of this Blink Black Hole. And now a Blink Ravage as well. Banbury is coming out for the Ember Spirit, switching it to Agility. Has a Yule's, but he sets himself up for the Mars Spear, but it doesn't matter because the Blink Ravage is there to save him. Excellent Ravage from the Tide. He's able to turn that fight. That was a very good setup with the using the Yules of that Ember Spirit to set up the spear into the arena, but with the Blink Ravage they're not able to finish off the kill, and Dire's able to turn it. Juggernaut just taking down the Slark. Slark did not have his Shadow Dance on cooldown, and the Omni Slash is able to finish him off. Looks like the Enigma is pinging the top tower, taking it with his Eidolons, but they are going down to the tower damage. He's got to wait 13 more seconds before he can summon more. Dire very much in the driver's seat, 4-21, and 10k net worth lead for the Dire. And the big problem here is this Tide is able to get that quick Blink Dagger because this Tide is 6-0-6. Definitely being the MVP here for the Dire right now. But they've also got this blink black hole that they've got to be careful of on the side of the Radiant. As the Enigma is now almost to his BKB, which is going to prevent any kind of a counter aggression. And the you can just see 2 support kills going down. Ember Spirit might go down to the tower, but nope. He's got his Yules, dodges the spear, and is able to dodge the God's Rebuke with the haste rune. Able to run out the other side. It's Tide just causing problems, killing the back lines. And there's the Blink Black Hole, able to catch the Mars and the Shadow Shaman. They could be able to clean up both of them. Potentially not enough damage now that the Tide has had to back, the Ember Spirit has had to back, as he got very aggressive with low HP diving that tier 3, but able to get a lot of kills off of it. And Tidehunter also blinking aggressively in that fight, able to clean up the Skywrath Mage as well as the Zeus. And I believe he got the Shadow Shaman as well. Nope, the Shadow Shaman was killed by the Ember Spirit. You can see the Dire having taken that top tier 2, they're now looking to get that the mid tier 2. There's the DD rune in the lane if they want to go find it. Good ultimate by the Zeus, able to catch that Juggernaut out with the Pounce and Silence combo. It's a very good kill. They really need that farm on the Slark. Slark now looking to build an S&Y of his own.
I could do with more of that.
Ravage used in the mid lane, able to catch the Mars and the Skywrath out. Ember Spirit going forward, Yule's up on the Zeus. Going to be able to hold him with the Gush Anchor Smash. It's too much slow. Not able to run away. This DD Ember Spirit picking up a double kill in that mid lane off of the Tide's Ravage. So it was a good kill from the side of the Radiant to get the Ember Spirit, but the unfortunately they lost 3 kills right after that. It's not what they wanted to do, but at this point any kill is an advantage for them. Let's see, what is this Tide's building mechanism next? Has a Meteor Hammer. So it looks like he's going to be using the Ravage Meteor Hammer combo. Juggernaut going into the pit with the Ember Spirit. They're going to take down Roche. Has his S&Y finished as well as his Maelstrom. Looks like he's going right into Ags next. Ember Spirit with the Yule's Maelstrom Orb of Corrosion. They have 2 Orbs of Corrosion on the side of the Dire. But that Orb is going to help them take a little bit of armor off Roche. Take the Aegis. Juggernaut picks it up. And they're going to be able to take this mid tower off this push, most likely trying to pressure the high ground at 22 minutes in. Rod of Atos getting close on the Skywrath. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of ways to dodge it now on the side of the Dire. They're going to be able to blink dodge as well as spin out, or just have the let the status resistance get them out. Shadow Shaman backing up here, doesn't want to get too close in case someone tries to blink catch him. A lot of mobility on the Dire side now with all of these blinks, able to match the aggression of the Ember Spirit. This Tidehunter just sitting out front now with a Pipe Meteor Hammer. Sorry, it wasn't Mechanism he was building, it was Pipe. Looks like he's going for an Ags next. Juggernaut burns through that Aegis pretty quickly. Gets speared in the tree. You can see the ultimate from the Skywrath going down. Black Hole onto the back lines, able to catch 2. Both of them going down. Shadow Shaman getting run down by the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit should be able to get the kill. Slark having to defensively Shadow Dance and run away. Buyback from Mars, able to get the kill off on the Juggernaut with the Zeus ult coming in. But having to use 2 buybacks there in order to get that kill on both with the Mars and the Skywrath Mage. I don't think... Did Zeus buy back? Zeus did not buy back, but looks like Skywrath is now on dieback as the They get aggressive. Looks like the Mars is most likely going to go down. So one more gush there does take him out. So that's dieback on both the Mars and the Skywrath Mage. Slark getting aggressive, hitting this Tide, stealing his stats. Has 9 Essence Shift stacks, but it's not going to be enough to fight into this level 19 Tide, level 17 Ember Spirit. Slark only level 14 himself. Able to brawl, steal some stats, but does not want to get too aggressive yet. He's got to be careful of the turnaround potential. Has the Dark Pact to get rid of the slows and get rid of the roots, but he didn't have his Shadow Dance off cooldown, so he had to be careful. He had to use it defensively in the fight on the tier 3. Not able to say just take the tier 3 though. Those buybacks did help them keep their tower up, which is what the Radiant were focusing on. Looks like a Force Staff off on the Lich. Good support utility item. BKB up now on the Enigma. He used his 10-second BKB in the last fight with his Black Hole. Does not have the Shard yet, but looks like he's going for it. It's a very good item on Enigma. BKB going to be up soon for the Ember Spirit. Ember Spirit is now 10-1. It's tied his now 11-0-13. Getting aggressive on the Lich, able to burst him down. It's going to be more than enough damage with the Hex the Shackles, using that Ag Shard with the combination of the Ancient Seal plus the Concussive Shot. More than enough magic damage to get rid of a Lich at this point in the game. Slark not able to get that permanent agility shift though. See the Tidehunter, that Kraken Shell, able to pop it using that Kraken Shell to get himself in position, able to just turn right back around, able to burn the Shackles off very quickly, as well as the Hex that was going earlier. You've got to be careful getting aggressive on Todd, because you got those hard disables with Kraken Shell. They don't last. You've got to hit him with slows that can be reapplied constantly, where he's just going to burn them right off with his Kraken Shell. Let's check out these Juggernaut's items. Only 2 points away from his Zag Scepter. The Radiant side is not very tanky right now, Mars being the tankiest with 1700 HP. But if he uses that Swift Slash, he should be able to get into the back lines. He'll be able to burn a few of these squishier heroes fairly quickly with the extra damage from the Swift Slash. Most of them also being focused on the magic damage in the back line. Swift Slash into Blade Fury is going to do quite a bit to keep him alive once he gets into the back line and be able to finish off those kills. You can see Radiant just kind of trapped in their base, not trying to go too far, but this Tide, very aggressive blink. Has the pipe, has the Kraken Shell, has the Ravage, using it to try and kill this Slark. Slark under the Dark Pact, just gotta be careful, it's running out now. Ember Spirit getting aggressive, trying to kill him, able to kill him with that ult. Enigma catching the Mars, stopping any chance of counter initiation. BKB ult with the Enigma, able to just stop any counter aggression. And looks like Choppa calls GG, and then it's going to be game 1 for the side of the Dire. 27k up, 8-37. Well played, Dire. They played a fairly flawless game there. Not perfectly flawless, but about as flawless as you could hope for in the circumstances. We're going to take a short break while the lobby is up for the next game, and I will be right back.
It is Radiant's ban.
Alright, welcome back to Game 2 of Anti-Faceless Void versus Toxic Squad. You can see Antifa going right out and banning the OD again. Just do not want, they didn't want to see it in Game 1, they don't want to see it in Game 2. They even have first pick and they still get rid of it, so it looks like they're not wanting to play it and they just don't want to have to deal with it at all. Now the Toxic Squad getting rid of the Enigma, so they didn't like what that Enigma was able to do with the second big team fight ultimate, able to follow up with that from the Ravage. Ravage able to be used very aggressively whenever they tried to get a counter initiation on, that Enigma was able to blink Black Hole, so they decided to get rid of it, and they get rid of the Ogre as well. Antifa getting rid of the Puck as well, so same first two bans that they had last game, but now they pick up the Shadow Shaman first, so not wanting to give that to the Toxic Squad. Toxic Squad picking up Lich. Antifa picking up Wraith King, so going for their one position with their second pick again.
It is Radiant's ban.
Toxic Squad going for the Timber Saw, so very good against these strength cores with the stat minus on his Q, and the pure damage is very good against any strength heroes in lane. And you're not going to be taking a lot of harass from the Shadow Shaman with the reactive armor getting up. It looks like Antifa getting rid of the Monkey King again as well, and Toxic Squad making sure they get rid of that Viper so that the Timber Saw isn't hard countered. Viper able to go in the 4 position as well as in the mid lane. And Antifa just getting rid of Troll and Ursa again, so same first 5 bans that they had last game, just they decided those are again all the bans that they want to get rid of again. Did leave the Juggernaut in the pool, but I guess Wraith King was in the pool last time and Toxic Squad was not looking to pick it up. They get rid of the Tide and the Underlord now, so getting rid of those offlaners, trying to make sure that Meteor or Meteor, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, making sure that he doesn't have the same game that he had last game. Definitely the MVP taking over that bot lane, then going straight to the top lane, able to push in all of those towers very quickly, getting a lot of farm on that Tide. Played very well in that last game. They're trying to keep him from having that same game this time around with the bans coming out from Toxic Squad. So eating into a little bit of their reserve time now in Toxic Squad. Probably looking to pick up their 1 again. Similar picks that they did last time, picking the 5-1 on the Faceless Void with the first 2 picks, and picking the 5-3 on the side of Toxic Squad. So we'll see if they continue the same drafting pattern that they do moving forward from here. They are now a minute into their reserve time on the side of Toxic Squad, so really taking their time to make sure this next pick is going to help them win this game. They definitely want to use this pick to enable their own game plan, so they're looking to take game 2 off of Antifa, going with the Venge. Can be played core as well as support. The Ags Scepter, very strong. Shard, not as strong, but still not bad. It's a decent pickup if you have farm and room to grab it. The damage still, it's not bad even if you are not going to be focused on it. But all around, pretty solid pick from the Vengeful Spirit. Leaves their draft open as well as provides them a lot of utility.
Night Stalker.
Going for the Night Stalker on the side of Antifa that was banned in the last game on the side of Toxic Squad. They're able to pick it up this time around. We'll see if this Night Stalker is able to have the same game that the Tide was It's going to be
10
hard to have that
seconds.
same game that Tide was out of control in the last game.
5
But
seconds
most likely
remaining.
trying to look to replicate the performance again. We'll have to see if he's able to. Toxic Squad most likely picking up their one hero now.
Radiant
Juggernaut is still in the pool,
wins.
and they go for the Lifestealer, so they're looking to use that percentage-based damage on the Lifestealer to fight into this Night Stalker Wraith King, both strength cores. Lifestealer excels against fighting into these strength cores, as well as the Night Stalker
10
able to trade
seconds
quite well
remaining.
during the daytime with him. Still wants to avoid
5
nighttime because of the
seconds
silence,
remaining.
but able to probably keep him low enough that he'll be mostly safe in lane, and could potentially get some kills off onto the Night Stalker. So still looking for a 4 and a 2 on the side of Antifa. So we'll have to see
It
what they
is
pick.
Radiant spam.
Leshrac, that is an interesting pick. That could be either one right now. Not as strong into Lifestealer because of the natural BKB that he gets with the Rage, but very
10
strong against the
seconds
Timbersaw.
remain.
Timbersaw does not want to
It
stick
is
too close to the
Dire's
Leshrac, who is going to be dishing out a lot of magic damage and an AoE around him. Antifa was missing some magic burst on their side to deal with his Timbersaws, so looks like they're going to use
10
the Leshrac
seconds.
to counter him instead of trying to pick up any sort of break or pick up a break
5
hero.
seconds. Turn to ban.
Nyx used to be strong, now no longer
Dire's
has a break on the
turn to
ultimate, so
ban.
not going to be able to use that. So let's look at the bans. So Dragon King Kunkka coming out from the side of Antifa, so trying to keep those tempo mids that are just going to try and clear waves and push towers, trying to keep them out. Toxic Squad getting rid of the Ember Spirit. The Ember Spirit
Radiant's
was pretty
turn
strong
to
last
pick.
game, and now getting rid of the Storm Spirit as well, so they want to leave only the Void Spirit for the side of Antifa, so they're assuming that it's the support Leshrac, and then it's going to be a mobile mid here coming out from the side of Antifa, so we'll have to see what they pick.
10
Obviously, Void
seconds
Spirit still in
remain.
the pool. Not as
5 seconds.
strong, I think, as the Storm Spirit or the Ember Spirit, but still very strong. Able to get the AoE silence is very
Dire's
good. It's a
choose.
more of a utility based mid, but looks like they go for these Shadow Fiends, so that they're going to be looking for some Shadow Fiend bombs. Pretty much all Shadow Fiends nowadays build the Yule's Blink, so that they can just blink in and try
10
to delete somebody
seconds.
instantly with their ultimate and look to rotate with that ultimate. Very good
5
laner because of his
seconds
ability to
remain.
burst down the wave and go farm the side camps and just ignore the other
Lena.
Select your
hero.
hero.
Lena
Make
coming
the
out from mid on the
ultimate
side of Toxic
choice.
Squad. Very strong into a lot of these heroes. Going to be looking to use that to really just finish off some heroes quickly. Going to try to do the same thing that Shadow Fiend is going to try and use the soul bombs, whereas the Lena is going to use her ultimate to try to blow somebody up at the beginning of the fight as well. I don't think either team is really on a timer. I think both teams have the ability to scale into the late game. They both have pretty decent mid game, and early game they're both fairly well matched up as well. So Antifa is going to be looking to get aggressive during the nighttime. That is going to be when they're a little bit stronger than the Dire, but the Dire no slouches themselves. They do have quite a bit of early and mid game on their side as well. If this Timbersaw is able to have a good game, he could really cause a lot of problems. They have plenty of stuns and slows, so one of the things you got to be careful when you pick a Timbersaw, make sure you have a lot of control on your other heroes, which they do. So let's do a call out on the heroes here. So Messiah on the Leshrac, Meator on the Night Stalker. We've got Arrow, who is again on the position 1, the Wraith King. We've got Always Hope on the Shadow Fiend mid, and we've got Molsky on the Shadow Shaman, again performing a smoke play. You can see Choppa on the Vengeful Spirit, Kurwa on the Timbersaw, Too Easy on the Lina, Shady Souls on the Lifestealer, and Rainbow Baby on the Lich. Smoke gank, they're trying to look for Too Easy here. Are able to spot him with the smoke, but oh, he turned around. This could be enough to get him with the stuns. Double stuns is more than enough to finish off the Lina. She did turn around. If he had kept running, he would have been safe, but the turnaround was enough for the mini stun on the Void to hold him in place for this split earth from the Leshrac. Obviously, the rest of the heroes were still smoked. Did not see that there was backup, but unfortunate for him, there was a full team behind him. First blood going to Arrow as well. That's going to be very good, but the Timbersaw doesn't care. Still going to get aggressive on the rune. Double stuns coming off. Looks like a 2 for 2 on the runes. Doing a lot of damage to the Wraith King here with that Whirling Death. Does a stat loss percentage, 13% level 1. Does bonus damage if you can catch some trees with it. Very good against the Wraith King taking a lot of damage there. Choppa with the magic missile does 90 damage and 1.4 second stun, one of the best level 1 stuns in the game, if not the best level 1 stun in the game. Ether Shock on the Shadow Shaman first as well, and Wraithfire Blast was used by the Wraith King to secure that first kill. Looks like a deny. He's not going to be able to use that Mortal Strike to secure some last hits until he gets level 2. Getting aggressive on the side of the Dire, trying to make sure that their offlane goes the same way that the Dire's offlane went last time, trying to really run away with it. Let's keep an eye on last hits and denies here. Shady Souls still looking to get his first last hit against this Leshrac, and the Night Stalker has got to be careful because of the mini stun plus the split earth could cause him to take a lot of extra harass. While that split earth is on cooldown, can get aggressive. Trade a little bit. He has the feast, so going to get some passive regen off of these creeps. Going to be able to keep him nice and topped off through most of the laning phase. Lich able to do a lot of harass with the Frost Blast. Now has the Frost Shield on level 2. It's going to be very difficult to get aggressive on this Lifestealer while that Frost Shield is up. Shadow Fiend doing well against the leaning here. 6 and 4 to 4 and 1, and the reason why this is important because he has that Necromastery up. He can get 11 souls, has 8 right now. Still fairly even on the amount of right click damage because the stats coming out from the Lina, but Lina's got to be careful with the Shadow Raises, can do quite a bit of damage with the Enchanted Mangoes. Is going to be able to be quite aggressive knowing that he can follow up. Courier's just sitting under the tower making sure that they aren't going to get pecked off by the support on the side of the Dire. Timbersaw is 6 and 3. Wraith King is 8 and 0, so this bot lane is going about even, so levels 2 to 2 to level 2 and 2, so fairly even there. If we look at the levels 2 and 2 to 2 and 2, and in the mid lane we've got 4 to 3, so looks like mid lane is the only lane that is not perfectly even here. And that is kind of to be expected against a Shadow Fiend who is going multiple points at Shadow Rage. He's able to use that to get aggressive and harass, but also burst down the wave while he's doing it. Able to secure those last hits. 14 souls now, 30 bonus damage. He is going to be at 87 to the Lina's 74, and is going to be able to outlast hit the Lina Lena has a slow animation until she's able to get these stacks of Fiery Soul up. That Fiery Soul makes a huge difference when it comes to getting your animation, your attack animation much faster. It's like the pull for the side of the Radiant. Unfortunately, it was only a single pull, which means they're going to pull their lane back, but they're going to get a double stacked lane, which means it's going to be pushed into the Dire's tower for the next 2 to 3 waves. So they're going to have to look to try and use this hard camp if they're able to. Timbersaw has 2 points in reactive armor, is not going to be worried about the extra harass, is actually going to be able to use the creeps if he wants to get the extra stacks and basically regen up any damage that they're going to take. Top lane looks like they're trading. Gotta be careful with these 2 range creeps early on. These 2 range creeps are going to do quite a bit of harass if you're not careful and try to get too aggressive underneath them. Looks like there's no camp block, but they don't have a stack there. Only 1 creep in the hard camp, so not gonna be able to pull the stack off there. No points in rage yet, just 1 in feast and 2 in ghoul frenzy, looking for that attack damage in the slow. Getting very aggressive on lifestealer, knowing that the burst is not there this time around. He doesn't have to worry about large anchor smashes taking him down. And I missed the last track going down to the Lich. Looks like that heal and the burst was enough to take him down. Runes are now spawning, so looks like this Shadow Shaman able to claim the bot rune, but the Lena needing that bottle charges. But now it's a 2-2 mid, you gotta be careful. I don't know if they see the Leshrac. They've got to be careful. Not enough for the magic missile, but does have the enchanted mango, so looking to see if he can get aggressive. No ultimate yet on the Shadow Fiend. Pretty standard 3-3 build. Doesn't want to skill that ultimate until he maxes out this Necromastery, so he's able to do as much damage as possible. Working his way towards the Yules, but not quite there yet. Timbersaw under the tower taking hits, but 16 stacks of reactive armor is going to be more than enough to allow him to get aggressive. But tower damage almost too much. Does lose his courier with his boots on it. He wanted those boots. So 18 stacks is going to get him back up. But the Soul Ring's got to be careful when he drops so low from that. But using this good play here, using this hard camp to keep his reactive armor stacks up, to try and keep himself regenning so he can walk right back in the lane and not have to have any downtime. Orb Corrosion now out on the Lifestealer, very good with the Ghoul Frenzy. You get the double slow, which is 13 plus 15. Just got to be careful now. Does not have rage, dodges the Split Earth. Excellent sidestep. And you can see the TP from Choppa just turning right around, but the Night Stalker turns around, gets the kill on the Lifestealer. Lifestealer not able to leave with the Night Stalker there, even though they were able to burst the Leshrac down. That is unfortunate. They do not want to trade their 1 position for a 4. Especially not to a Night Stalker who has an urn now. It is nighttime, he's getting aggressive. Could walk down this able to walk down that Vengeful Spirit, going to turn onto the Lich, but Lich has the armor. The Diabolic Edict is enough to finish off that kill, and now he has 2 more Urn of Shadow charges. Use those in the last fight to finish off that Vengeful Spirit. Shadow Shaman with a good shackles from the trees, able to stop that Lich from getting the armor off and slowing him down and keeping the Vengeful Spirit alive. So it was a good little play hiding here in the trees to grab that Lich who was here.
Radiant should look to their bottom tower.
The Timbersaw, after he was able to regen up, doesn't have his boots, has them coming now. His courier's back alive, but getting aggressive, pushing down this tower. You can see the top lane still at full HP, whereas the bot lane is going down. You can see 48-1 to 46-5, but with the tower going down, the Timbersaw is in control of this bot lane, and he is having the lane that he wants. But unfortunately for the side of the Dire, you can see this Royal Jelly is now on the Wraith King. Should be on the Shadow Shadow Fiend here, yep, Royal Jelly. The
Dire should look
hands
to their
down
top
best
tower.
level 1 item that you can get. You're going to keep that level 1 neutral for the entire
There
rest
is
of the
little
game, and
hope
Wraith
for
King
Radiant's middle
getting
tower.
what I would consider the second best item if you're on the carry position, plus 7 to your primary attribute, 7% of attack
Radiant's
damage
middle tower
dealt
is
is
under
now
attack.
healing. This is a poor man's Morbid Mask, and you're able to use that to farm the jungle, farm any lane you want, and able to keep your HP up. It is a very strong ultimate out. They're trying to kill this Timber Saw, but he's able to clean out the Shadow Shaman. This Night Stalker might go
In
down
danger.
to Choppa, but
Dire's
unfortunately he
middle
still
tower
has the flying
is no more.
flying from the Dark Ascension. Is able to use his urn to heal up, and
The
the
Dire's
Dire is
structure
going to have to be
on the
careful.
hunt for Radiant
If they're
force.
not able to
Radiant's
find
top
him,
tower is under
he could
attack.
try and turn this during the Dark Ascension, but it goes down. Still nighttime though. Does have the attack speed, move speed with the Void. So a lot of burst potential. So they do have to be careful and not chase too far with the two supports. Wraith King still staying bottom though, going for this Radiance. Pretty good timing on it though. Is almost halfway to the Relic, 10 minutes in, which is good timing, especially considering you can see he got the Bracer, got the phase boots, not rushing it, so taking his time and making pretty good time. And his fight in the top lane, the Leshrac goes down to the stuns plus the slow, but Vengeful Spirit got to be careful. Shadow Fiend is in the area, but does not have that Yules. And that was the end of nighttime, so that was the last draw for the Night Stalker for another 60 seconds. Now a little bit out of position because he does not have the nighttime, does not have the extra vision, does not have the move speed, and that magic missile plus the Timber Saw burst onto the strength hero is more than enough to take him down. Lifestealer now switches to the offlane that the Timber Saw was able to control and able to take down that tower. So it looks like the Dire is in a pretty good position here as far as towers and lanes go. 1k net worth lead in 6-6 is the score, but Dire is in a pretty good position because of their ability to keep their safe laner in this off lane, keep him farming, keep him out of the range of these Dire heroes, because you can see this is a tri lane now top. Has enough gold now. The Yule Scepter's finished on the Shadow Fiend. That Nax does not want to be in the top lane, but this Timber Saw more than happy to be hanging out in the top lane, getting aggressive. Swap coming out from the Venge. Does go down to the Magic Burst, but the Spirit Vessel might be enough to take down the Timber Saw. Oh no, not quite enough. This second charge might do it though. You can see a double kill for the Night Stalker. The Timber Saw went back in to kill the Leshrac, but did not have enough to avoid the early Spirit Vessel charges coming out from the from this Night Stalker. And that Yule's being finished by the Shadow Fiend. He did have to Requiem of Souls early on just to force the Timber Saw back, but now that he's got this Yule's, he's going to be looking to do some soul bombs in the next 60 seconds. DD, looks like the Shadow Fiend is going to bottle the DD, probably save it for early Roche if they want. Wraith King, 3200 gold, making very good timing on his Sacred Relic. Swap onto the Shadow Fiend. Into this Lina, doesn't even need her ultimate, they're going to easily take down the Shadow Fiend. Oh no, they didn't. They didn't finish the kill. They attacking these skeletons instead of hitting the Shadow Fiend. Did have the Q, could have just Q'd, but I think they were a little confused there, but does finish it off with the ultimate. So, does get the kill, that's what's important. Timbersaw taking some damage from the Leshrac here, but Leshrac going to go down to this Timbersaw. Timbersaw doing more than enough damage, just has to get another Timber Chain off. Switches targets, goes onto the Shadow Shaman, falling onto the Wraith King. Wraith King does not have his reincarnation yet, but they do not know that. Lina coming over from the mid lane, trying to help him get this kill. They do miss the kill on the Leshrac because they did switch targets. but they still get a support kill while Leshrac is limping his way back to base to heal up. Meanwhile, bot lane, you can see Wraith King goes bot to farm while the Lifestealer does have an advantage right now because he has more items than the Wraith King, but little does he know that this Wraith King has a Sacred Relic, is about 1300 gold ahead of him. It's going to be doing quite a bit of damage here soon. Top lane. There's the Dark Ascension comes out, going onto this Timbersaw. There's the stun, here's the silence, there's the Yules. They've got to stop this Timbersaw from TPing out. Vengeful Spirit with the swap save. You can see the Frost Blast still going. Going to enough damage to finish off 2. And the Selina's looking to turn on the Shadow Fiend. Does have to be careful. Shadow Fiend has all of his abilities, but with the Sinister Gaze from the Lich and the extra Light Strike Array from that bottle charge that the Lina had, more than enough to kill the Shadow Fiend. Very good fight for the Dire. They did lose the Timbersaw and the Venge, but Venge was able to save the Timbersaw for a little bit. Timbersaw going down, but the Chain Frost from the Lich able to stay up for quite a bit of time, keeping Radiant's heroes within range, and they do go down quite a bit from that Chain Frost. Relic now out from the Wraith King. This is a gank off on the Lifestealer. Should be able to get him down with the slow and the extra damage. The Rage cannot go out. Downside of using Rage instead of a BKB is this Crippling Fear. Does keep you from becoming magic immune because it's an ability, not an item. Choppa farming up here, getting some levels and some farm in the mid lane. 4 points in Magic Missile, 3 points in Wave of Tear, so looking to do some burst with the Magic Missile and amplify his team with that minus armor. Nighttime means this Night Stalker is going to be getting quite aggressive. Doesn't have his ultimate for another 20 seconds, but doesn't matter a whole lot while it's consistent nighttime. Lina has her own Yules, but she's going to have to be careful here. Night Stalker is very good against heroes that can get on top, that you don't want to have get on top of you. And let's see, he swap from the Venge is going to kill off the Night Stalker. So good read from the Venge to know that I'm going to go down, but I'm able to secure an offlane kill and give a favorable trade for my team. So didn't want to die there, wanted to use the Magic Missile, but the Void was enough to finish off this Vengeful Spirit. Might want to look for Raindrops. Raindrops would have been good on the Venge, would have kept her alive there. Kept her from taking so much burst damage. They've got a lot of magic damage. They're not going to last very long on the side of the Dire because the Radiant has a lot of passive damage, but they do have to be careful. Now I did miss this kill. Looks like just a Spirit Bomb onto the this Lina in the bot lane from the Shadow Fiend. Working on his blink. Let's see, what item does he have coming? Boots of Travel, so he opted to go for Boots of Travel. Top lane, there's a fight, so looks like they trade the Leshrac for the Vengeful Spirit. They do have to be careful. They're going to almost finish off this Timbersaw. Able to finish his TP in time. Just barely enough time before that Wraith Fire Blast connects. But with this Radiance, this Wraith King is going to be very strong. Ultimate out onto the Lich. Lich should be able to go down here, but the Night Stalker backs off when the Lifestealer with this armlet comes out. The Lina able to do enough damage onto the Wraith King to kill him, and they should be able to take down this Wraith King a second time. Downside of the Radiance is if you're not farming, it doesn't offer you any form of HP, whereas this armlet that the Lifestealer, if you're looking to brawl, armlet is going to be the stronger item. She's going to be tankier. Night Stalker wasn't able to finish off the Lich there because of the backup from the Radiant. Does have his Leshrac here in the bottom jungle of the Dire side. as well as the Shadow Shaman putting down some wards. They don't have vision, but they are trying to get it out and trying to sentry up, make sure there's no vision from the Dire coming out, spotting them in that aggressive position. Timbersaw has a Hood of Defiance and Yule Scepter, so he's going to be very squirrely here. Looks like going for a Desolator on the Lifestealer. Probably saving for buyback, but has enough for a Mithril Hammer if he wants it. Shadow Shaman living that 5 life with the just the Boots Voidstone, but working on that Aether Lens. Probably going to take apart those boots to make the Aether Lens. No Spirit Vessel charges for the Night Stalker. He's going to want to get some kills to get one of those. That item is not as strong without charges, and they definitely needed. That is their answer to this. Timbersaw's reactive armor, his ability to just constantly heal up from their right clicks. Without that Spirit Vessel, they don't have much of a way to kill him. You can see he's just getting his stacks up. Now they're going to get aggressive onto this Night Stalker. Probably going to be able to take him down with the swap. You can see Timbersaw. Oh, the Chakram, not quite enough damage. You got to be careful from the turnaround. You can see the good Yules from the Lina to cancel the Spirit Bomb from the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend is looking to use it onto the Timbersaw. Not quite enough to take down the Wraith King. Vengeful Spirit able to do enough to take down the Wraith King. Does have to be careful of the turnaround. No mana for the stun to stop the Wraith King from TP out. The Lifestealer was going to do enough damage to kill that Wraith King. Smoke out from the Dire. Looking to see if they can get a turnaround. They've got the Requiem Souls. Look like they bombed the bombed the Timbersaw in the fight. Looks like they were able to finish him off. Night Stalker was not able to be there because of an early death at the beginning of the fight. No Spirit Vessel charges. Able to catch this Lifestealer out with not a lot of HP. Probably going to go down here. Ooh. What a save from the Lich. Able to use that between the armlet toggling and the Sinister Gaze does keep that Lifestealer up much longer than he normally would be. But with 4 heroes here from the side of the Radiant, this Lich is also going to go down. It's like Yule's Scepter on the Leshrac. This is Yule's gaming today. Blink Dagger out from the Shadow Fiend. He's going to be able to use that Blink Yule's combo now. Working on the Ag Scepter on the Vengeful Spirit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Lina getting aggressive, but the amount of Yules, they weren't able to finish off the Shadow Shaman. This Dire jungle is just constant battle right now, back and forth between the Radiant and the Dire over this top jungle. Wraith King just goes bottom to farm. Not worried about the rest of his team. Looks like he's getting the Halberd to deal with the Lifestealer. Also, if the Lina decides to go right click, he can deal with her as well. But using his Radiance to farm up here, which is actually what you want to see on a Wraith King. Once he gets that Radiance, you want to see him hit the jungle, you want to see him hit some lanes. Haste Rune bottled for the Shadow Fiend. You can see Shadow Shaman is healing up with his Healing Salve. They're going to look to get aggressive with their 4, try and keep the Wraith King farming while they're able to take some damage. Not some damage, able to dish out a lot of damage with the heroes that they have. Lots of burst between the Pulse Nova, Diabolic Edict, Split Earth, Lightning Storm. On top of that, they have Night Stalker going to run them down. And of course, the all-powerful Shadow Fiend Spirit Bomb. Just gotta watch out for that. Shadow Shaman able to get caught out here by the Dire. They are aggressive in their own jungle, but they have to be careful because this is where the Radiant wants to play. Looks like the Radiant did back out. With the Wraith King farming that bot lane, they had a good idea that he was not going to be there to join the fight, but he's accelerating quite quickly towards that Halberd. Once he gets that Halberd, that's going to cause a lot of problems for this Lifestealer, who has no True Strike. Does have the Desolator though, going to do quite a bit of damage. It's a Night Stalker, only 15 armor. Only 15 armor on the Shadow Fiend as well. Not only 8 on the. Oh, they got a Lifestealer bomb with the Vengeful Spirit swapping out, but the Requiem of Souls does quite a bit of damage before he goes down with the double blast. But this Lifestealer, without that halberd, is able to start eating through these Radiant heroes. Now they've got to be careful. Here comes the Wraith King, has Reincarnation. Wraithfire Blast, more than enough damage to finish off the Lich, who was taking Radiant Burn damage as well. And you can see the Shadow Shaman is here now. Lifestealer goes mid to farm, looking for that AC, trying to make sure that he has plenty of armor, as well as a little bit extra minus armor for him to get aggressive. But you could see that that Desolator with the -6 armor, able to help him burst down a lot of those heroes on the side of the Radiant. Should be able to help take these towers as well, but does have to be careful. He doesn't see any of the Radiant heroes, who are now all TPing this tower, so excellent back by the Lifestealer. This Vengeful Spirit playing very well with these aggressive swaps with the Magic Missile stuns, putting a lot of the Radiant heroes out of position. A lot of times you see Vengeful Spirits just save the Nether Swap for defensive movements, but this Vengeful Spirit really looking to get aggressive constantly, make sure somebody gets killed if they're going to go down. Vengeful Spirit able to tank that smoke gank for the Lifestealer, but Lifestealer does look like he might go down, but the Timbersaw comes in, lets him infest, going to keep him alive. Timbersaw now very tanky, 3400 HP. Shadow Shaman and the Leshrac go down. Shadow Fiend has to be careful. This Lifestealer is now back to full HP and able to eat through all of these tanky heroes on the side of the Dire. Just going straight for the Wraith King here, who did use his halberd, but not going to take him down fast, and this Lina is going to go down to this Night Stalker and this Wraith King, so we'll have to see if this Lifestealer can battle it out. With this silence, they should be able to take down this Lifestealer. So good turn from the side of the Radiant to re-engage with this Night Stalker after he got some Spirit Vessel charges and turn that fight around in their favor. Leshrac getting some vision into the Dire jungle.
Double damage.
They are looking to maintain the pressure up in the top and the middle lanes. And with this DD rune, they're going to go straight for Roche on the side of the Radiant. $28 to 24, 6k net worth up on the side of the Radiant. Much closer game than the last one, but they are looking to try and get this Aegis and get into the driver's seat. Shadow Shaman goes down to the Vengeful Spirit with those aggressive swaps with the Magic Missile with the backup of Lich, able to do more than enough damage to kill that Shadow Shaman. Like I said, you gotta be careful with this Vengeful Spirit, who is looking to aggressively swap. Timbersaw most of the way to the BKB, probably saving his buyback. Lifestealer switches to an S and Y over the AC. Wraith King goes down once. Aegis out on the Shadow Fiend, so he's got to be careful. The Night Stalker getting low here. Shadow Fiend does go down. Night Stalker has his BKB up, but it's going to be out in a few seconds. Wraith King gonna go down a second time to this Lifestealer. Let's see if they can keep this Shadow Shaman in range, but Shadow Fiend. Shadow Shaman. Excellent shackles to keep the Shadow Fiend from danger there. Does throw himself to the wolves. This Lifestealer eating through him pretty quickly, but he knew he was going to go down beforehand and knew that what he needed to do was Shadow Fiend who burned through the H's very quickly at the beginning of that fight. Looks like a little bit of a all chat coming back from the teams. Typically that's
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is no more.
potentially a little bit of a anger or tilting, we'll see.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yule Scepter out from the Night Stalker, trying to make sure this Lina can get away. Night Stalker does turn around, sees that there's more than enough backup to keep that Lina safe. All 5 heroes from the Dire in this top jungle.
Someone lays blame.
Does have to be careful if he keeps farming here. The Dire is getting aggressive on this top tower, looking to push top. They do need to take some towers here to even out the net worth as well as the control that Roche. Night Stalker has that BKB, not able to be controlled now. The control out on the Timber Saw, and looks like the Shadow Shaman is most likely going to be the sacrifice that keeps the cores alive again.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Lifestealer has his finished S&Y, so did opt for the S&Y over the AC. We saw that he had queued it up before, but S&Y very good with the 25 status resistance. Only source of status resistance now that they took it off the Satanic. You can see Ag Scepter now on the Vengeful Spirit, so if they do kill his Vengeful Spirit, he's going to come back and be able to use all of her spells still. With that Illusion, who does move very fast. We see bots, Yule Scepter, almost finished the BKB out on the Lina. Shadow Fiend has a BKB, now uses it to cast his ultimate, but is not able to blow anybody up because this Lifestealer is infested inside the Timber Saw. They take down the Wraith King for his first life. Are they able to take down the second life? The Shadow Fiend blinks in it, but runs out with the blink as well. Timber Saw getting controlled here. Shadow Shaman is pulled out of position by the Lich. Let's see if the second life is able to be taken by the Wraith King, but the Halberd out does save him. Keeps this Lifestealer from finishing him off, but the top barracks does fall during this. Vengeful Spirit does die, but has the illusion that can cast spells. So they have to be careful. The Vengeful Spirit with this Ag Scepter is basically has their own Aegis. Looks like Lifestealer is looking to pick up that AC now. Does buy the Hyperstone. Has quite a fast attack speed now with all of his items. Timber Saw using that BKB effectively during that fight. Has a plate mail now. Not sure what he's building that into, if that's just a casual plate mail to give him a ridiculous amount of armor, which it does give him a ridiculous amount of armor. Just a good casual pickup against this Radiant team that does do mostly physical damage. Lina looking to pick up the Ag Scepter now. So he's going to change it to Pierce Spell Immunity, so he's going to be able to use it into all of these BKBs that are out on the side of the Radiant. Lich has Force Staff, has Aether Lens, doesn't have anything else queued up. But like I said in the last game, when the Lich had the Force Staff, it's just a good utility item. Especially for a Lich, able to help people get in or out, or get yourself in if you need to get in position for a good Chain Frost.
Invisibility.
BKB almost finished up on the Wraith King, so he'll have the Heaven Salvered BKB and Radiance that's going to give him a decent amount of damage, but also able to keep him fairly tanky. Has 60% status resistance on the Helmet's Halberd, not quite as good as the S&Y for status resistance, but you can see the disarm is what saved him when they were trying to dive him past the tier 4s. Aether Lens out on the Shadow Shaman, doesn't have the shard yet, but we'll see if the Shadow Shaman is able to find that gold soon. Shadow Shaman's courier sitting there watching Roche, making sure that the Radiant has the first vision of the Roche so that they can try to take it. Dark Ascension out with the BKB, trying to get aggressive onto the Dire here, are pushing onto this tier 3. Rage out, going to finish off the Shadow Shaman, going to finish off the Leshrac, more than enough damage here. Spirit Bomb able to come out on the Timber Saw, but with the Infest, The Timbersaw becomes quite tanky with that BKB, going to keep himself alive. BKB out on the side of the way. The Lina there. Looks like the Lich is going to fall. Now the Lifestealer's back up to full HP. Looks like they're going to take down this first life of the Wraith King. Looking to take down the second life. Blink on the Night Stalker, trying to keep this Timbersaw controlled, but this Lifestealer is looking to run down this Wraith King with this Lina. But they do have to be careful. Make sure this Night Stalker doesn't try and try to get some damage on the Lina with that blink silence. But it is daytime, so unfortunately for this Night Stalker, it does not have any of the extra bonuses that he gets during nighttime. This swap out from the Venge, forced to use his BKB during daytime. That is quite sad, but uses the Void to kill that Venge. Venge was going to spawn right into the aggressive position onto that illusion, but using that Void to clean it up is a very good move from the Night Stalker. Going to force the Dire back here. They do cleaned off the top racks in the previous fight. They cleaned off the bottom racks the next fight. The 31 to 36, now 6k up on the side of the Dire, and for the first time they have the lead, and they are now taking control of this game, looking to secure that next Roche, make sure that they're in the driver's seat for the rest of this game. Ag Scepter up on the side of the Lina. Used that 10-second BKB in that last fight, was able to keep herself alive with that. Timbersaw, very tanky when the Infest comes out. Almost went down, but then the Lifestealer, taking some damage, hopped into the Timbersaw, made him quite tanky. Very difficult to take him down with that BKB plate mail that he had on him. Is sitting on 4,000 extra gold though, so we'll have to see what his next pickup is. It is nighttime, so with that blink AoE silence. Oh, with the BKB piercing, he does have to be careful with that aggressive swap onto the Wraith King, putting him right into the middle of the Dire Heroes. This Shadow Fiend looking to use the Requiem of Souls, able to get the good fear out. They're able to take down the Lich, but they don't have any of the targets that they want. They want to get this Lina, they want to get this Lifestealer. But the Lifestealer is just healing up inside the Timbersaw, who is just running wild in the back lanes. They got to be careful the moment this Lifestealer pops out. He's going to get quite aggressive. And there he goes. Now he's going onto the side of the Wraith King with this illusion, with a stun. Going to get onto the Wraith King, kills the Shadow Fiend. Takes down the Wraith King. So Night Stalker does not have enough to take down this Lifestealer. Good patient from Shady Souls, holding on to that Infest for as long as he possibly could, waiting until all of their silence, all of their control is down. Now has Mega Creeps onto the Dire, going for the tier 4s. Should be able to take them down pretty quickly with this AC Desolator. It's a lot of minus armor onto these towers. Timbersaw does go down to this double damage Lifestealer. Or Night Stalker, sorry. And this Lifestealer does have to be careful. It does not have all the tools that he's had during most of these fights, with the ability to hop into creeps or into the other heroes, but now that the silence is down, this Night Stalker's got to be careful. Now that is one scary melee creep now. You got to be careful in this Lifestealer. With the heal during the Infest, it's like a free heart. Does have the Basher. Let's see if he pops it out of his backpack. Probably going to replace the Orb of Corrosion. Swap kills the Night Stalker. That aggressive swap, very good on the Vengeful Spirit. Very good with these aggressive swaps. Going to go right for the barracks here with the Lifestealer, and that is GG's called. So Toxic Gaming takes Toxic Squad takes game 2, and it looks like we are 1 for 1. Quite an even trade. Good games, both teams. And we are still during the season, so I believe it is just 2 games still. So both games being finished, that I will call it a night. So thank you for watching.